Welcome everyone to day 46 of our year of yoga. Starting in the seated position, eyes closed, hands in prayer position at our heart center as we set an intention for today. And what a journey it's already been. Taking our hands high above our head. Planting the right hand down, left arm comes up overhead as we get this side bend. Inhaling, exhaling to the other side. Inhaling, changing sides again, trying to get a little bit deeper as we yet create space through our rib cage. One more time each side. We've got a full body practice in store today. Bringing our hands overhead as we twist the upper body around to the right. Right hand goes behind the bottom, left hand to right knee. Inhaling, then exhaling over to the left. Right hand to left knee, left hand behind the bottom. Taking our gaze over the back shoulder. Inhaling, exhaling as we twist the other way. Should be feeling a nice stretch in the upper part of the back and the thoracic as we inhale one more time each side. And then back to center. Dropping our right ear to our right shoulder now, just stretching the left side of our neck. Not pushing it too far. Bringing our head back to center before dropping the left ear to the left shoulder. Just maintaining integrity with the spine here, sitting nice and tall. As we come back to center, dropping the head forward, taking the chin towards the chest, stretching the back part of our neck. Might feel a few little nerves kick in here. Back to center and then dropping the head backwards, stretching through the throat and the front part of our neck. And then back to center. Inhaling now as we bring our chest forward, and then exhaling as we take the spine towards the back, pulling back on our knees, dropping our head. Inhaling, bringing the chest forward, dropping the head back as we take our gaze towards the sky. And then exhaling, pulling back on the knees, curving through the spine and the shoulders. Inhaling, coming forward again, curving the spine in the other direction. And then pulling back on the knees as we drop our head heavy and curve our spine towards the back. Sitting tall again, and then taking our right leg over our left leg that's out straight in front of us, pulling the right knee in towards the chest as we sit tall on our sit bones, taking our gaze to the side. Feeling a stretch through the glutes. Taking a few rounds of breath here. And then taking the right leg long, crossing the left leg over and hugging the left knee in towards the chest. Taking our gaze over to the right side of the body. Sitting nice and tall. We're going to be working all parts of the body today. The legs, calves, the glutes, the abdominals, the arms, the neck. As we take both legs long now, big deep breath in, exhaling as we forward fold over our legs, trying to reach for the toes if you can. As you can see, I'm not very flexible. My body just doesn't quite allow me to touch my toes. But if you can get there, then try and drop your head between your arms. Bringing the right foot into the pelvis now. Left leg is stretched long. Deep breath in. And then exhaling, reaching for the toes, taking the right arm up and over the head. Or you can take it around the back, opening the chest up more towards the sky. Feeling this beautiful, juicy stretch in the back of the hamstrings, the back of the knee. Sitting tall as we change over to the other side. Right leg long, left leg is tucked in. And on the exhale, reaching for the toes, the right hand, left arm comes up and over. Or you can take the left arm behind the back. That feels more comfortable. And then coming into tabletop position on all fours, setting yourself up so knees are under the hips, wrists are under the shoulders, and then dropping into cow position on the inhale, and then exhale as we curve the spine towards the sky, taking our gaze between our legs, dropping our stomach towards the floor, inhaling into cow, and then exhaling as we curve the other direction, inhaling into cow, exhaling into cat pose. Coming back to neutral spine, taking the right arm long towards the sky now, and then threading the right arm underneath the left side of the body as we rest our right cheek on the mat and take our left arm long towards the front of the mat. Hips are still high. We're getting this lovely twist in the upper body. Just taking a moment, a couple of rounds of breath here as we bring the left hand back down beside the face, taking the right arm long and just threading it through with a bit more pace this time. Inhaling, exhaling as we thread the arm through. Inhaling, exhaling, and then planting the right hand back down, changing over to the left side. The left arm goes long towards the sky and then threads through under the right side of the body. Right arm goes long. Resting the left cheek on the mat this time. Hips are high, toes are untucked. And slowly bringing the right hand down next to the face as we take the left hand high and then thread it through the hole 3 times. Inhaling as we stretch it arm high and then exhaling as we thread it through. Taking our arms forward this time past the front of the mat, dropping our chest and our forehead towards the mat. Hips are still high. You should be feeling a bit of a stretch in the shoulders. And you can interlace the fingers and pull the hands up over the head here and get a beautiful stretch through the triceps. Breathing deeply. Unraveling the fingers, pushing back up off the hands. And then scooping the body down. So we're on our tummy now, arms out to the side. We're going to take the left leg and bring it up and over the right side of the body, using our left hand to push our body onto that right side. Right arm is out long, so we get this beautiful stretch through our shoulder, our scapula. I'm just taking a moment here, sink into this stretch, and coming back onto the tummy. Left arm goes out to the side, right hand pushes the body, and the right leg up and over the left. Just breathing deeply, not pushing the body too far past its limitations. And then back onto the stomach, up onto our forearms as we come into Sphinx pose, pulling the body forward, relaxing the legs. Looking straight ahead, lowering the upper body to the mat now, pushing up through the hands, tucking the toes, coming into downward facing dog, maybe pedaling out the legs, letting the head fall heavy. Taking the hips high. And coming into high plank, really engaging the core here. Breathing, doing about 10 rounds of breath here. Up on our toes. Pushing back into downward dog, and then bringing the left leg between our hands as we come into warrior one. Then turning the back foot perpendicular with the front foot into warrior two. Flipping the front palm, reverse warrior. Then resting that left arm on the left knee as our right arm comes high towards the sky. Or you can take it overhead if you prefer. Back into warrior two. Warrior one. Hands are coming to prayer position. We're going to take our right elbow on the outside of our left knee as we test our balance and get a further twist in the body here. And then putting the hands in the prayer position behind the small of our back, opening our heart towards the sky. And then hands framing the front foot. Planting down through the right hand as our left hand goes towards the sky now. Tucking that left hand behind the back as we open the chest even further. And then taking the left arm overhead before coming back down to the mat and kicking the left foot back to meet the right. I'm going to change sides now. So coming into high plank, spreading the fingertips wide, up onto our toes, really embracing the core. And then taking the right foot between the hands, coming into warrior one. Warrior two. flipping the front palm into reverse warrior. Bringing that right arm up overhead. And then resting the right arm on the right knee as we take the left arm high towards the sky. Wrapping it around the back if you want to. Opening that chest and getting a little bit further of a twist. Back into warrior 2. Warrior 1. Then bring hands to prayer position and take the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Twisting the upper body towards the right. Back to warrior 1. And then placing the hands in the small of our back. Taking our chest towards the sky. Framing the front foot. And then taking the right arm towards the sky this time. Planting down through the left. Then taking the right hand behind the back. And then above the head. Using your breath through each transition of movement. Framing the front foot. And dropping the hips towards the earth. Before taking the right foot back to meet the left in downward facing dog. High plank. Embracing the core, the arms, the legs, coming up onto our toes. And then slowly lowering onto our tummy. And then up onto our forearms into Sphinx pose. Relaxing the legs here, but pulling the upper body forward with the forearms. Getting a stretch through the lumbar spine. And then using the hands to push our body back up into downward facing dog. And then hovering the knees above the mat in tabletop position. So they're not actually touching the mat here. Really using the core for this. Taking the right leg back. And then bringing it back to hover above the mat. Taking the left leg back. And do that a couple of times each side. Really squeezing the glute on the leg that's going back. One more time each side. Hang in there. Awesome. Drop into the knees. Knees go wide. Arms go under our legs. Through the hole underneath the body. And relaxing whichever cheek you like on the mat as we come into child's pose. Closing down the eyes, relaxing the hands down near the feet. So comfortable, this position. And then when you're ready, slowly bringing the hands out in front. And then kicking back into downward facing dog. Pedaling out the legs, maybe taking chest to knees. And then keeping the hips high, dropping down onto our forearms into dolphin pose. Straight legs. Letting the head hang between our biceps. Engaging the core. A few rounds of breath here. And then dropping to our knees, coming into the seated position as we slowly lower our upper body onto the mat. And just tilting the pelvis and now lifting the chest towards the sky, tilting the pelvis towards the head, and then chest towards the sky. We're kind of creating a lying cat-cow, I guess. Getting this beautiful bend through the thoracic, the lumbar, and the hips. And hugging the knees in towards the chest. Taking the knees out wide, just letting them hang heavy. Arms are straight. Knees back in towards our chest. Just doing some little flutter kicks here. Taking our feet to the mat. And taking the hands by the side of our head. We're going to push up through the hands and the feet as we lift our stomach towards the sky. Taking our gaze towards the mat if we can. Eventually we want to get the hands and the feet closer to each other. Slowly lowering the body back down. Hugging the knees in again. Maybe doing some circles. Giving your back a little bit of a massage. And then lifting the legs up towards the sky as we use our hands to support our lower back and our bottom, resting on the forearms. This beautiful inversion pose. And then bringing the legs straight down towards the ground, trying to get them parallel with the ground if you can. And do that 3 times just to really stretch the muscles and the nerves in the back of the leg, keeping the toes pointed, making sure you're continuing your breath work. And then butterfly pose with the legs as the soles of the feet touch each other, knees are out wide. And just letting the hips hang heavy in the hands here. It might not look it, but this is a very relaxing pose and I hope you feel it as well. And then slowly bringing the hips back down to the mat. Interlacing the fingers around the big toes, coming into happy baby. Taking the knees wide past the elbows. Maybe rocking side to side for another little massage. Taking the feet to the mat. Taking the left leg long, bringing the right leg up and over the left. Right arm goes out to the side. The left hand gently brings the right knee towards the earth. 2 rounds of breath here. And then slowly lifting up, taking the right leg long. And lifting the left knee up and over the right. Left arm comes straight out to the side. Right hand pushes the left knee towards the earth. Hugging both knees in again. And taking the feet wide, letting the knees fall in to the center. Just making any last minute adjustments here for our final resting pose. Feel free to take the legs long if you want to. We'll be here for about 2 to 3 minutes. But if you want to stay longer, feel free to do so. Just calming the mind right now. Letting go of any thoughts. Relaxing the face. Relaxing the neck and the shoulders. Relaxing the arms, the chest, and the abdomen. Relaxing the hips and the glutes, the hamstrings and the thighs. Relaxing the knees and the calves, the ankles and the feet. Just surrendering and giving yourself permission to sink into this deep, relaxive state. Start to bring some movement back into the body. Maybe doing a big stretch. And then when you're ready, rolling over onto one side. And then pushing yourself up into the seated position. Maybe crossing the legs the opposite way you normally do. Just gently resting the hands on the knees, taking a moment to check in with your body. Hopefully it's feeling lighter as we bring our hands to prayer position at our third eye. May we have kind and loving thoughts today as we lower them to our lips. May we speak kind and loving words today as we lower them to our heart space. May we have kind and loving intentions today as we close out this practice. Namaste.